so clean. No dirty of Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick and
a late start, but welcome, listeners and viewers to Rebel Radio. I am Desmond Richards, and as usual, this afternoon we have your plate chock full of nutritious information. We are going to start, as usual, with workers' time, and we are going to be talking to the president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, Mr. Oneil Grant, and the president of UK, Mr. Vincent Morrison. But before we go to workers' time, I would like to read out a letter from our dear comrade, Delano Franklin, and I must report to you that he is at home now, resting. He was discharged, and he says, my brothers, friends, colleagues, and comrades, after spending 5 weeks in the hospital, the health professionals have thought it fit to send me home. I am out of hospital, not out of the woods. From here on, I will be treated as an outpatient. Wow, and that's very good news from our friend and brother. It would have been an understatement to say that the last 5 weeks were the toughest, roughest, and most challenging of my life. Many times I had no idea if I was going or coming. Late one evening, the doctors told me that they would not be able to go on as my platelets and blood counts were low, very low, gravely low. I needed blood fast, very fast. The following morning, when I opened my eyes, I saw some KC health professionals. They decided to take on the task of appealing for blood. The KC juggernaut was unleashed. When in full gear, it is unstoppable. Blood donors, including non-KC adherents, took up the baton. The blood drive was on. About 3 mornings thereafter, the chief consultant headed the team of hematologists assigned to me said, Delano, the gods are on your side. Blood is pouring in. Without knowing it, the gods she was referring to was the united and unfettered might of KC's machinery of support, which when at full blast, no matter the circumstances, make others look on and wonder. My brothers, colleagues, friends, and comrades, I wish to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for your support and kind wishes. I will never forget it. Your support has made a significant difference between me being able to write this note and you, having together at a designated spot to reminisce. 40s forever. Well, oh my God, we, all of us are very happy this evening that our brother Delano is not yet out of the woods, but is walking out of the woods. Oh, what a wonderful feeling. And now we want to switch to workers' time. You know, as I said to you, that this segment of the program is designed to and to release, to deal with, to address issues at the workplace. And we have with us, as I said earlier, and we are going to be talking to Mr. Oneil Grant from the Jamaica Civil Service Association and Mr. Vincent Morrison from the from UK's. And we are going to be, as I said, addressing the workers' issues now. It is always a pleasure of mine to talk about the workers. Workers globally, but I'm talking about Jamaica, are having a very rough time now. Those who are on fixed income are facing fire. Mr. Grant, good evening.
Yes,
Good
evening.
Welcome to Rebel Radio, sir.
My pleasure.
Yes. Now, as I said before, workers globally, but I am addressing the Jamaican workers where I am living,
Yes.
are facing the fire at this moment. Would you just tell us, our listeners and viewers, what, from your perspective, what is happening at the Jamaican workplace at this time?
Well, as I said, the workers are of fixed income. When prices move, income doesn't move. The ability of the worker to purchase what they normally would with the salary that they earn is going down, is shrinking.
Yes.
And so that is going to be causing serious problems. There is not much hope on the horizon in terms of the management of the inflation. We see what the Bank of Jamaica is doing in increasing interest rates to keep the rate of inflation down, but that is also causing problems for the persons who supply goods and services because they, in order to meet the increased loan payments that they have to do, have to increase prices.
Yes.
And so it becomes a cyclical effect, and the person who comes out holding the bag at the end of it all is the person who works to consume.
Uh-huh.
And it is something that the average Jamaican worker is struggling with right now because as prices move, it affects everything, and they can't respond because of the fixed income that they earn.
Yes. So I know the unions at this time and the workers that you represent at this time are at the table talking to the government about I am calling it a reform salary package. How is that going?
Right. It's going slowly. It's going a lot slower than we want it to. We do believe that there are some things that can be done to speed up the process.
Yes.
But one hand can't clap. It takes another willing partner to move us forward.
Mm-hmm.
And while we have indicated to the government that we think that we are at a point that if certain conditions that we have are met, that we are prepared to sign.
Uh-huh.
The government has been a little bit slow in responding to those conditions, and that is causing the delay.
Yes. So what is on the table? I have been speaking to your colleagues, and I get different feedback. But what is on the table? I understand that some workers are going to lose some of their benefits, and while others are going to gain some benefits. What is exactly on the table at this time?
Well, it's not about losing benefits at this stage. It's about how do we replace what is going to be restructured with a comprehensive income, a total income. Because in the long run, it doesn't serve the worker to have a big part of their salary not going towards their pension.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that when we do this change and the rolling and absorb certain allowances that are already being taxed, that when these become pension allowances, the workers will benefit. However, there are some allowances that are not taxable. And when you roll these into the salary, it is going to be creating a problem for those workers.
Yes.
And that is part of that's one of the issues that we have been at the table talking with. We got a solution to it that we thought is workable. However, the difficulty that we're having now is the rules that we're going to be using to bring persons over from the old system to the new system, to make sure that they, in fact, do get a proper adjustment in their wages when they go forward. As you said, some workers are going to benefit well, especially those workers who are not in receipt of any taxable allowances. They're going to benefit quite well. But those workers who are in receipt of the taxable allowances, they are not doing so well. And the proposals that the unions have put forward to solve the issue have been getting very slow traction, and that is why we are still stuck at the table and can't move forward.
Yeah, you represent the civil servants, right?
The core civil service.
Right, the core are so tell me something now. Like, I understand, like traveling officers,
Right.
those officers, duty concessions and all those things, which I know were part of salary packages. What is the status of those items?
Well, we are still discussing the outcome of the absorption of the upkeep allowances. There's a mechanism that we have worked with to ensure that traveling officers are not going to be at a disadvantage if and when they start to now get the new compensation. We recognize as well that the duty concession is going to be a part of the going forward. It is not going to change. We are still talking about what the future should look like where duty concessions is concerned, but there has been no decision in relation to that, to its removal as yet. So traveling officers don't have to worry. The major problem that we have is, it's not just about traveling officers, it's about all the workers in the public sector. That regardless of where you are, the proposal on the table from the government is that everybody should start back at their minimum.
Yes.
And we are having a significant challenge with that because you can't be in the service for so long, have built up your career, and you are now an expert, so to speak, and then you are now going to start to get the same pay as persons who have started last week.
Yes.
So we have told them that is patently unfair, it's inequitable, and that a better solution needs to be put on the table to deal with long-standing officers who have demonstrated competence, skill, and experience. By moving up in their skills, that they continue to benefit from the government recognizing and rewarding that.
Okay.
We are at a stalemate where that is concerned, and if we don't get a movement on that particular item, it is going to mean delays for us going forward.
Some people are telling me that the duty concessions are going to be removed from the public sector workers.
No. There's been no change in the duty concession regime. Yes, it is still being discussed, but there's no change to it at all.
All right. Hold for a moment. Okay. I was about to take a break, but we are going to continue. So duty concessions will remain. What are the knotty issues then? What are the knotty issues on the table right now?
Well, I just said it has to do with how we are converting the workers generally. We have to make sure that, as the minister said, that no worker will be worse off. We worst off is relative.
Okay.
We want to make sure that is in fact a reality, and we do believe that if a worker is going to go back to the beginning of their service in terms of where they start to get paid, then that worker is going to be worse off relative to the persons who start working last week. And so we have to make sure that every single public sector worker at least is able to maintain their position as it relates to where they are in the various compensation systems that we have.
Okay. I want to welcome Vincent Morrison. He has joined us. Brother Morrison, are you there?
Good afternoon, sir. Good day. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. We have your colleague Oneil Grant on the line too.
Oneil, how are you?
I'm Vincent, how are you doing?
Right. Vincent, before you join us, Oneil was outlining for us, for our viewers and listeners, the state of the workplace at the moment, and he told us, he was just informing us the stage of the what I call the public sector salary reform, where it is right now. But Vincent, from where you sit, what is the status right now with all the workers in the bauxite sector that you represent? How are things going?
Well, put it shortly, partly that we're talking about inflation at 15%,
Yes.
but I get the impression that there's a wage guideline around 6% because that is what is being offered not only by the companies but if you go to the tribunal.
Yes.
The tribunal is not making awarding anything more than that. He forgets to get to that.
Uh-huh.
I would believe that uh, if we were to take what is happening in the public sector, those negotiations are going on, those discussions are going on, very historic negotiations because the approach that is being taken, we have never seen that approach. Um, you know, and what I would say is that it's a challenge to all parties, but we can only trust that going forward, the worker will be able to get the best arrangement possible.
Okay.
The workers have been making sacrifices from, I can recall from long, long ago, the early 70s.
Mhm.
Wage guidelines, wage fees,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And, I'm not surprised that we have so many of our workers who want to leave the country to go to greener pastures.
Yes.
Because I don't think the market, the labor market, is doing what it ought to be doing in terms of bringing comfort to the Jamaican workers for whatever reason. Some is economic, huh? So they have other reasons, but I really believe that starting with the public sector arrangement, and I can speak generally about the public sector. I can only speak about those sections that we have under our umbrella. Oneil may be able to speak about the central civil service, etc., and some state agencies. But I am hoping that at the end of the day, the workers will feel comfortable.
Okay. I see. Both of you gentlemen, you might not represent these workers, but I see workers in one of what is supposed to be one of the brightest um, sector. I'm talking about tourism. I see workers fleeing that sector in droves.
Well, look, I can tell you, I can speak to that. The tourism sector will take benefits, whether it's pension, wages, what have you. Is perhaps, it's not as bad as the security guard industry. But I believe that the tourism sector should be doing better for the workers.
Uh-huh.
I know certain tourism facilities. If it wasn't for the gratuity payment, the workers will be making almost nothing, minimum wage.
Yes.
And I think that is where the big problem is at the moment.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so, again, what we have to say is that more can be done and more must be done to help the workers because the workers don't have confidence in the country and in the workplaces.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to leave. We shouldn't have this exodus of teachers, nurses, and public servants wanting to leave the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many policemen I know who have gone, security guards who have left, gone to greener pastures.
Yes.
We tell you that they're doing better. They can buy a car, they can buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that we, in our country, we have this chronic problem
Mm-hmm.
where workers can't even pay rent?
Yeah.
The minimum of rental.
Oneil, is there an exodus from the public service?
Not, not because of anything related to the compensation review. I think generally the movement of skilled labor from Jamaica is also impacting the public sector.
Yes.
A lot of our skilled, certified, competent, and trained persons are migrating to greener pastures simply because we have a low wage structure in the public sector.
Yes.
The Minister of Finance will tell you that there is a significant shortage of workers in the Ministry of Finance as a result of that. Our highly skilled, trained, and technical persons we just can't pay them, and so they are leaving. It happens in the teaching services, in the medical services, also happening in the central core administration as well. I know quite a few persons that have left the public sector simply because we are not able to pay to retain them in the public sector, and they have gone to greener pastures.
Yes. And what can the unions do to let me say prevent or to try and address the exodus of workers from the country?
Well, put it this way. The union's hands, I wouldn't say the union's hands are tied. But to say what the union can do, it needs a joint effort. Not only by the unions, but it needs partnership. It needs government. It needs the private sector. It needs employers to say. It needs for everyone involved in, I would say, industrial relations in the public sector to take a hard look.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's not necessarily wages. Sometimes there are other factors.
Yes.
I know of plants where the workers say, yes, the wage is not good. But the way in which their services is recognized, where they are treated.
Yeah.
So it's not only direct benefits, it's a combination of issues.
Yes.
And I think that perhaps, I don't think the unions and the persons in the various sectors are sitting down talking and looking at the issue in a direct way with a view to correct it. And I think that may be a problem.
Yes. I'm going to take a break, gentlemen, and then when we return, I want to focus on how we can get more benefits for the workers. This is Rebel Radio.
Hello? Yes, I'm here.
Speaking. Oneil again.
Hello.
Yes.
We- I am here.
So am I.
Oneil,
Yes, man, I'm here. I don't know what's
until the
happening though.
moderator comes back.
I don't know what's happening.
Can we just briefly talk about the issue of this fixed term contract? Because
I don't know if you're live or persons are hearing it.
okay,
So, you're right.
I believe there's maybe some disconnection somewhere.
workforce is supposed to be 1 million.
And of that, 100,000 of them are public sector workers.
No.
So it tells you that we have a high concentration of compliance in terms of statutory reductions in a very small space.
Yes.
And that is why the country is not able to improve things like the NIS and so forth, because we are not contributing to it.
Yes. Vin, are there?
I have been grappling
Yes.
with this issue of the fixed-term contract. And I want to first say that, for example, Japan, the Japanese government in 2013 recognized that their workers were at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the Japanese government did? They amended the law to provide an arrangement where a Japanese worker could not have more than 2 fixed-term arrangements in the life of their employment. And that has to happen within 5 years. So if you're employed as a Japanese in a Japanese company, you can operate on a fixed-term contract for 5 years.
Yes.
And it can't be more than 2. Now, we have, for example, the Russian company, UC Rusal Aluminum Jamaica Limited. They came out with the Alcan system, right? Alcan was easily the best company in terms of industrial relations that we ever had in this country. When the Russians took over 2010, they dismantled everything that was there, put the workers on fixed-term contracts. No pension. They smashed the pension scheme that Alcan had. No payments for public holidays. No payment for overtime. No payment for redundant.
Mm-hmm.
They forced the workers to sign an agreement which says that they have waived their rights. Now, there's a clause in the Labor Relations Industrial Dispute Act which says if you and the employer agree to waive your right to redundancy, if the company decides to shut down, they don't have to pay redundancy. But this is not the case with the worker at Eaton, Swallingburg, Port Esquivel, and Kirkbrine.
Mm-hmm.
This was the workers were told if you don't sign this agreement, you can't work. You
So
can't get
it
paid.
was imposed on them.
Yeah, in a cruel way. We have been to the tribunal 3 times, and this came about after the company closed in March 2010 and reopened in June 2010. What they did was they cut the rates by 40%, all the benefits that existed. Between 2010 and 2015, there was no union. Union, we got in 2015, November 2015. Since that time, we have been to the tribunal 3 times with this fixed-term contract. We went under Dwight Nelson, the late Dwight Nelson. We went under the present Minister in Finance, Marshall Smith. And we went under Danny Roberts. We got that award on the 27th. And there was no award on redundancy, no award on overtime, no award on pension. And I'm asking the question, how can a country in an industry where the company not complaining about production, their production is set by the company, the price of the alumina is set by the company, they sell the company, when the alumina is manufactured at Eaton and goes to Port Esquivel by train, it is sold to a Russian company, one of their sister companies. It is not sold at arm's length. There's no question about it. We have been asking, what's the price?
Mm-hmm.
I sell the alumina and the hydrate, and nobody can tell us. And I understand the frustration of the workers, because there's no worker in Jamaica today is going to agree to give up his right to redundancy payment.
Yes.
There's no worker who's going to work overtime and is not paid overtime. Public holidays. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
There's no worker who's going to work under those conditions.
But that is what is
There's
happening
no
now, Vin.
institution. Neither the Ministry of Labour, neither the tribunal. In fact, we may have to head for the courts to settle some of these issues which it shouldn't be. Because when you look at what is happening in the other bauxite and aluminum company,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's Jamaica or Noranda, when we had the meltdown in 2008, 2009, they didn't close their plant.
Yes.
They didn't change their terms and conditions for the workers. But the Russians, I tell you something, the Russians, they will never pay taxes in Jamaica because of the losses that they claim they are making. So they're not paying taxes. They are not paying
Are you serious?
the workers decent, you know, and it is utter frustration. And you know what it's going to lead to? It is going to lead to chaos, industrial relations.
But are you serious, Vin?
Some of the issues.
Yes.
These are some of the issues. The fixed-term contract. Government is one of the main culprits for these fixed-term contracts. My position is, if the job is a fixed-term thing, a project that lasts for a year, fine. But you can't have industry like bauxite and aluminum. Their workers are in fixed-term contracts because that industry has another 40, 50 years to go.
Yes.
To operate in the country even more.
Mm-hmm. So it would appear as if those companies,
You have 1 minute remaining on this call.
the Russian bauxite companies, have the government and the workers handcuffed. I want you to take that. We're going to take a short break. Let us take a short break. When we return, we'll take up those issues. This is Rebel Radio. Boy.
wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69, and there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
Yes, we're, hello, 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 hello.
Yeah,
Yes, Oneil.
yes, man.
Yes, I'm giving you the final word. We're going to wind it up now. Um, so I'm handing, you have the final word.
All right. Where we are
Yeah,
in the labor movement now
yeah.
means that we need to look back at our labor laws. The country has progressed, but we have not improved our labor laws.
Okay.
We have this comprehensive reform of the labor market report that we have
Mhm.
completed, and we have
Right.
discussed it as high as the Jamaica partnership level. Instructions were given for it to be comprehensive review to look at the labor laws that we need adjusting. Part of the working is to convert the Ministry of Labor and Social Security into an economic ministry. That means when you're making any decision regarding the economy, you have to look at the the labor issues. And when you look across the landscape, the whole thing about labor economics and how that impact the wider economy
Yes.
is not being factored into decision making. And so we will continue to have the situation of us being what we refer to, I
Mhm.
think, to revel in it, being a low wage country.
Mhm.
So if we start to look at the whole issue of labor as part of the economic mix that we need to have for the country, then I think we should be in a better position. First start with the labor laws and then we see where we get from there.
Vin?
I first want to congratulate you, sir. Reggae Radio?
Rebel Radio.
Rebel Radio,
Yes.
sorry. And because what is lacking among the trade union movement is a voice.
Yes.
We need a voice. We need unity. If we don't have a voice, if we don't have unity, the employers, the government will treat us as second-class citizens.
Right.
And I think going forward, we have to solve that problem.
Well, I want to
But
assure.
the workers of Jamaica need help. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
The security guards. I mean, when I hear a company saying the law must be amended to allow security guard to work 60 hours, 70 hours, eh?
Yes.
Without pay, without vacation leave, without sick leave, without maternity leave. I mean, we are talking about paternity leave.
That
How
sound
can we
like
talk
it.
about
That sound like
paternity?
1825, man.
How can we talk about paternity leave when the maternity leave is not being honored?
Yeah.
What is the role of Parliament? When Parliament passed these laws, why is it that it is one man and one worker can sit down? and fix it the way they will and do what they want to do.
Yeah.
All
Well,
of this.
well, gentlemen,
The ministry, and I don't necessarily agree with Oneil that the Ministry of Labor should be turned into an economic institution. Every country must have a labor ministry that is an umpire, right? That is impartial, that is going to look on the laws and ensure that the laws. Right now, let me tell you something. The number of workers unionized in Jamaica is shamefully low.
yes.
Why? Because workers fear that if them join the union,
Yeah.
they're going to lose their job.
Well,
What's the
gentlemen,
role of the Ministry of Labor?
gentlemen, I want to assure.
I wrote the ministry from about March about some issues. And up to now, nobody at the ministry can tell me.
Well,
When
listen,
we get a
gentlemen,
meeting.
I want to assure you that Rebel Radio, Workers' Time, as I said, is designed to ventilate issues at the workplace. So we will continue. This is just the start of the discussion. And I'm telling you both now, I want to invite you back next week to continue this discussion. So thank you for this week's contribution. And as I said, bear in mind that next week the door is open to continue on the Workers' Time. This is Rebel Radio. And as I said, thank you both. We're there talking to Mr. Vincent Morrison of UK and president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association. So, gentlemen, thank you very much again. This is Rebel Radio. I'm Desmond Richards.
Clean and so clean, from the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean, from the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep we
eat.
island clean, so clean, from the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
With a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shen everyone feel wear a mask with the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth you fi cover up that. Sanitize or get hospitalized. Fight the virus and fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause you test so you no have. You can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause you test so you no have. You can still get the virus. So keep the number down. Protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart. 6 feet in the ground, keep the number down. Protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart, 6 feet in the ground. Hey, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
One, two, three, two more. 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go a doctor and get a regular checkup. Chronic disease can slowly creep up. We can lower the risk and live up. if we just eat right and get moving, jumping, running, dancing, or skipping. Change the children, them lazy habit. Make them play out the door and put down the tablet. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. After two, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. After two, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And this segment of the show, we are going to turn our attention to the demolition in St. Catherine. We were just discussing the plight of the workers, and you heard how some workers are sucking salt through wooden spoons, man. Very, very hard at the workplace. Low wages, bad working conditions, and boy, it is a hell of a job out there. Hell of a time the workers are facing right now. And then you have some other workers who, in spite of the hard time, they are able to put a little something together, acquire a piece of land, and only to be bulldozed. Now, in this case, the government, government agencies sold land to the people and then sent in bulldozers after to bulldoze the people. Now, this is totally unacceptable. Any government, sensible government that cares for the people, cannot bulldoze the people. I mean, when you bulldoze down people's houses like that, what you left them to do? What you leave them to do? They have their children. They have held their parents. They might be living with their parents, and that is what. No, I don't, but this thing about squatting, you know, I want to be absolutely clear on it, you know, from my perspective. Squatting started in 1834. The moment our forefathers, the shackles were removed from the feet of our forefathers, they start squatting the next day because they had nowhere to go. So they had to squat either on Backward land or state land. And nothing, very little has been done since then. Fast forward, self-government. What has been done? I know that Norman Manley had a plan for a land reform. So 55 to 59, he initiated that. What has happened since? The National Housing Trust is an attempt to deal with this thing called squatting, you know, lack of housing, Operation Pride, right? So some piecemeal efforts. We want a comprehensive land reform to deal with the situation. That is what we want. So don't tell me about squatting. And then this government is using a strategy that I don't even know if it is a strategy. The Prime Minister went into Parliament and told the nation that criminals are selling land in St. Catherine. Why the police never go over there and arrest the criminals? Why? You send in bulldozer? Then only to be told that some of the persons are saying, and I don't hear any rebuttal from the government, that the land was sold. We would like to, we have some guests we want to talk to now. But we want to hear from Vibes Cartel, man. Vibes Cartel have a song that I would like to, it sums up the situation totally. Yeah.
Don't give a damn where you get assistance from. Man's got a land. No, sir. We are all Jamaican.
Yes, Vibes Cartel, you know, sums up the situation very, very good. And the Prime Minister, while he was on campaign, he was on the political hustings. He made a very significant speech, you know, telling the country, telling the prospective voters how he will deal, how he would deal, and how he not grudge people for them land, and how he not grudge squatters for them land, and every poor man should have a big house. No, him have a big house. And he was telling people, every poor man must have a big house, and now him send bulldozer to lick down the one room and lick a two room of the people and build up over St. Catherine. we have the prime minister and telling the nation how he would treat. First of all, I'm not grudge people for them land. Do we have him? you know, this is a joke, a big joke. I can tell you. Um, do we have Mr. Mike Williams? Mike. Or Mr. Johnson? Hello? Hello? Well, we are going to be talking to some people, but listen, man, this, the situation in Jamaica is.
Hello?
You, good night.
Hello?
Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
I'm hearing you.
Yes.
But it's cutting off, so I think it would be better or clearer if you call me straight instead of through WhatsApp. I don't know if
I'm hearing, if you are hearing me now, I'm hearing you clearly. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing
All
you
right.
clearly.
No, I had to play Vibes Cartel because Vibes Cartel summed up the situation brilliantly. What is happening in St. Catherine? The Prime Minister, I was saying a while ago, the Prime Minister, while on campaign, was telling the people, I'm not grudge nobody for them land and everybody must have a big house. But now him sending bulldozer to lick down the people, them little 1 room and 2 room over there.
It's a very sad state of affair, a very sad day in Jamaica. I did not or couldn't imagine that a government that we the people elect to take care of the people turn and destroying the people.
Yes.
I must say though that it has been said if you fear to see injustice afar off, it will soon be at your doorstep because the farmers
Certainly.
have been disrespected.
Yeah.
The farmers have been disrespected and ill-treated for the last 3 years, and we were the lone ranger in the wilderness crying out for justice.
Yes.
It is turned now on the residents or the beneficiary
Yeah.
of our colonial past. But it brings to fore a lot of grave concern and issue. We taxpayers' money is paying a group of people to administrate the land, and a fry fish shop operate better than they are operating.
You mean the SCJ?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They are not about accountability. They are not about good governance. They are about hastily giving away state assets to their friends and colleagues. That's all they are concerned about.
Yes.
And we have been calling on the government to put them in check, but I can only deduce from what is happening that all the calls have gone on deaf ears of the government.
Yes.
So it is easy to conclude that the SCJ is doing the government's bidding since they find them so efficient and we find them so inefficient.
Yes.
A case in point, as you know, I've been a leaseholder on that property for about 15 years now.
Yes.
Um, I've been farming on that land for about 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
But a leaseholder for about 15. And we were removed from where we were farming with good pressure irrigation system.
Yes.
To some areas that don't have no irrigation or where do have a little dirty water is the canal water that runs through Spanish Town and the storm water drain that run all the way down. That is what. If you should go there now, you can't hold your breath because the water smell as a smell odor of lagoon.
The water rotten.
right,
Mhm.
um, that they are giving farmers.
Yes.
So it's the PM, when we demonstrated, the PM came on site and promised us, and on national TV it was repeated, that no farmer that is there will be worse off.
Empty talk, man.
I So I'm wondering if it's the same nice talk these people getting now, or is it that there gotta be some difference? I, for one, based upon the Prime Minister's assurance, gave up my holding 2.5 years now.
Mhm.
And even now, I'm being bombarded by SCJ saying that I hold lease, I should pay my lease. So can you imagine
but
that
you,
in written agreement with SCJ
yes.
of the replacement, they are still bombarding me about paying. And when I
But
um
but
so
you,
so that is to show that they have no record of what is happening.
but
It's a
you,
fry fish shot they run it.
but you remember, I don't know if you remember this. Remember that some the names of some companies were called out when Rural Reid was Minister of Information at a Jamaica House press briefing. He called out the names of some companies that were the beneficiaries of lease on that and lands in St. Catherine.
No, I would invite you to call it by its right name. It's a land grab. Some wealthy people believe that they have all the rights to all the land and the poor people should not have any. So they can remove them at will and pay peppercorn for it.
Yes,
I
but
must say that the
but
Prime Minister's family is a beneficiary.
yes, of
I
course,
heard him say in Parliament that he's a builder. That company, which I believe he speaks of, is a beneficiary of the land grab.
of course. And members of the
Um,
members of the opposition, there's are members of the opposition who owns company
correct,
that are grabbing land over there. So what we are
correct.
witnessing here is that the state, the political actors on both sides, they don't have the people's interest at heart. They,
You are absolutely correct.
right? And therefore, you will see very little from the political actors to address this matter affecting the workers. You will hear some big talk. They will try to appease the workers with some pretty promises, like the Prime Minister spoke about how he's going to build a model city over there, right, for the workers. After him him claim saying no one lick down poor people house. And then that is less than 24 hours after he ordered bulldozers to plow down the houses. And he went into the house and told the house, the parliament, that criminals were selling land over there. No. Where is the evidence? Isn't this a massive lie?
Hold a second now. Back up a bit. You see, I asked 2 years plus now for the entire board of SCJ to be fired, and there wasn't any action taken. And it was because of similar incidents why I did that.
Yes.
You remember 2 years ago, there, the PM himself.
You? Wow. We lost you. We lost Mr. Johnson just a while ago. And he was developing a very important point about how the rulers, how they are elected to manage Company Jamaica, manage our assets. Yes, you. Yes, sorry for that break. Yes, back with you.
You're hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm saying that some time ago, it was borne out by documentary proof on
CJ letterhead
Yes.
that the assertion of the PM in the House was incorrect.
Yes.
And I'm sure the PM wasn't out in the field doing it. He must have gotten information from SCJ.
Yes.
And that has been the modus operandi of SCJ
Yes.
over the years. Even when you have documentary proof on their letterhead signed by their chairman, they would come on here and say the complete opposite.
Yes.
And that is the danger
Yes.
that lies ahead of us as it relates to our government agencies. Can't be trusted. You can't trust their word.
No, we can't.
It is a sad day in Jamaica.
Very sad. Very sad, you.
And if we move to the more current situation where Wednesday the PM threatened to do it, it was done on Thursday, and by Friday he was there sympathizing.
Rubbish. Yes. Crocodile tears.
What are we fools or what? Going a bit further, there are allegations that the person who sells these lands, the chief person who was selling the land, said that he was doing it on behalf of SCJ, and he turned over any receipt of funds to SCJ.
No, it is more than allegation. It is more than allegation. It is more than allegation. It was reported on the news. Well,
the chairman has refuted it.
Yeah.
But based upon my experience, I would be stupid to believe anything the chairman said because he has forked tongue.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
Not credible.
Yeah. So you listen, we are going to continue this discussion. I'm telling you, because we are not dropping it. Because let me tell you something. As I said, we need a comprehensive land reform program to address the situation with landlessness in the country. It can't be. We can't continue like this. We cannot continue.
And NHT, which was designed to help with some of those challenges.
Yes.
The previous administration took $40 billion from it and was heavily criticized by this administration, and rightly so. But they are moving now 120, 102, not just 40 billion, but 102 billion. The same thing that they criticized the previous administration for.
Yeah.
They are now doubling down and doing worse. And as I say before, I repeat, poor people has been contributing to the trust for decades without being able to get their partner draw. So if that is not scamming, tell me what it is.
Somebody should be charged for fraudulent conversion of public funds. We are going to.
That is not scamming, I would like somebody to tell me what it is.
I am inviting you back next week because we are going to continue this discussion. Have a good night and thanks for your contribution.
Thanks, bro.
That was Mr. Hugh Johnson. Boy, this is, as you said, this is scamming at the highest level, and we cannot continue. We are now going to take talk to Mr. Mike Williams. You know, we were set to talk to Mr. Raymond Price also. But I don't know why they have what is happening there. We can't get them. But this is something that we have to continue, man. We have to find out exactly what is happening. We are going to try again to get Mike and Raymond, Rebel Radio.
Do it for your best life. Go check your HIV status. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me, I tell yourself, do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random condom, connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life. Do it.
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69, and there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously.
Keep the island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep the island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics lasts forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
the island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
With a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shenyang, everyone feel wear a mask, get the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth, you fi cover up that. Oh, 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 oh. Sanitize or get hospitalized. Fight the virus and fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause you test so you not have, you can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause you test so you not have, you can still get the virus. So keep the number down, protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart, 6 feet in the ground. Keep the number down, protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart, 6 feet in the ground. Hey, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
One, two, three, 2 more. 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go a doctor and get a regular checkup. Chronic disease can slowly creep up. We can lower the risk and live up if we just eat right and get moving. Jumping, running, dancing, or skipping. Change the children, them lazy habit. Make them play out the door and put down the tablet. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. After to make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. After to make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up.
Yes. Welcome back to Rebel Radio. And as I said, we had this discussion talking about what is happening in St. Catherine, right? The squatting over there, the so-called, well, they are squatting. These are people who are trying to find a house, a shelter over their head. And the state is not assisting at all. The state is reneging on its responsibilities. We can't continue this way. Something has to be done. Something must be done. We cannot continue to treat the people this way. It is just totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Right? Must not be it must not be that we continue with the state operating in this way. Now, I also want to point out, I just want to shift the discussion away. CARICOM must pay closer attention to what is happening in Guyana. Some say it is a simmering volcano, right? The situation over there with the political climate in Guyana, it is heating up, right? We know that the opposition has taken the matter to court, the issue of the last general elections to court. And last week, they won a victory. Now, the Indo-Guyanese administration, some people say, is fanning the racial flames in the country. And this is unacceptable, totally unacceptable also, right? So this is something, as I said, we need to pay more closer attention to. CARICOM must pay closer attention to what is happening in Guyana this time. Must. Because the situation is getting out of hand. Totally out of hand. And we only hope that CARICOM will turn its attention in due course. And when we say due course, we mean right now. Right now. We cannot allow our brothers and sisters over there just at a time when the country the country is on the verge of an economic, social, political, and an economic takeoff. We can't allow the situation down there to just sink into a political abyss. You know, we have to do something about it. And I sincerely hope that the governments in CARICOM will, you know, not turn a blind eye and wait until the situation gets out of control. Sincerely hope that another area of concern for us is that Haiti again is in the news, right? Situation in Haiti is getting out of hand. It has always been out of hand. I also saw where and I am you have to follow up Wired Jamaica, that agency that is run by well-known journalist Calvin G. Brown out of Montego Bay. I see that he is reporting that the Mexican government has filed a lawsuit against a gun runner. I think we have Edgerton Newman. Put him on the ear. Put him on the ear. This for us. I think we have him on the ear. Mr. Newman.
Good night. My apologies. My deepest apology.
Yes. I know you had a conference today.
Yes.
What was the outcome of that?
Well, a number of things was looked at today in the public transport sector.
Yes.
Of course, we did not have the sort of participation we need at the conference, but we score some points of importance in terms of where we go from here as a sector and some of the issues that we are addressing, and some issues that, of course, we seek government's intervention in.
Right.
So in that case, we do some house cleaning also, and therefore we are expecting government to address our concern. Major one, of course, is the issue of our request for an amnesty to deal with the thousands of outstanding tickets that we have now with a new Road Traffic Act coming into being.
Amnesty. But tell me something. I recall several amnesties in the past. Like, for example, I recall when Peter Bunting was security minister, there was an amnesty. I think Dwight Nelson, if my memory serves me right. So why another amnesty at this time, Mr. Newman?
Well, let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Let's say you have 1,000. John Brown have 1,000 outstanding tickets.
Yeah.
And 800 of those outstanding tickets were given wrongly.
Okay.
I realized for a hackney carriage vehicle that operates in Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine.
Right.
And I was supposed to be able to pick up and set down anywhere in those three parishes.
Right.
But when I come into Kingston, every single inch of the road is painted yellow. Therefore, I have nowhere to stop to let down my passenger or set up a passenger. There's no taxi stop. There's no taxi stand. And the police is the only man standing there. And you must set down your passenger. And once you set down that passenger, receive a ticket.
Yes.
On the other hand, there was a bit of challenge with 3 ministries of government in terms of paying traffic tickets. So if I have 1,000 tickets, I go and pay 200, and I go to make a check to find how many tickets I have leave unpaid, I found out that I still have my 1,000 tickets.
Wow.
Because what I've paid for, return on the file, and government admit to that.
Yes.
And they said it's their boundary that caused it between the tax office, the traffic department, and the courts. So we have excellent reason, as I say, clean the slate or give us some time to pay. And you can't throw new wine in old bottle.
No, sir. So you that was on the agenda today, and we can. So you are going to be going forward.
Yes, that is it. That was the major thing on the agenda today. We have had discussion with one minister already. We have two to go, and we believe that a petition is the only way to get the other two ministers to understand
Validity.
to understand the situation with the right. And so we will be taking the petition to the Minister of Transport tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Undisturbed by our members.
Yes.
To the Ministry of National Security on Tuesday at 9 o'clock on Oxford Road from Emancipation Park, because we know the Ministry of National Security and the Ministry of Justice are the two ministries that will have challenges in giving us that amnesty.
So, the public this week, are we facing any transportation disruption?
Absolutely not. And, that is not on our agenda.
Yeah.
And will not be on our agenda. I mean, if we get all things in order in terms of securing some important issues. For it.
Yes. We are going. We're having some. We're having some.
I have dark and I'm stopped police.
Hold it there. Hold it. We are having some disruption.
Great. No, if move.
We're having some disruptions. We just hold it there. We're going to. I think we're having some issues. Try and call Mr. Newland straight. Try and call him straight. I think the WhatsApp is not treating us right at all. Try and call him straight. He was telling us about some disruption, some issues in the transport sector. For example, that they are taking their case to the government for another amnesty.
Hello, good night.
Yes. Egerton, we had some disruption. Yes, back with you there, right? So you said that this week you will be taking the matter for another amnesty. Yes.
Yes, to the Minister of National Security and of course the Minister of Justice. The last time we asked the Minister of Justice for amnesty, he said before he give us an amnesty, would build a prison at Upper Camp without top, painted in red, and put us in there until they pay the last dollar.
Yes.
So we know that there might be some hitches in getting through to him, and that's why we thought.
You mean that is petition. You're talking about Minister Delroy Chuck?
That's the minister.
Yes.
So he's very tough on that, but we think we have to find a way, because what is happening now, Sir Richard, is that we're unable to find drivers for our vehicles.
You see, one of the things that one of the things I would suggest. You see, the government seems, and this is not only this government, seems to believe that the big stick is what they must use every time they have to deal with poor people. No, it's that double standard, It's that double standard.
You mean the big stick like the one in St. Catherine a
yes.
couple days ago?
Yes, they use a big stick against poor people every time, right?
But look at it from this angle, Sir Richard. Now, we asked for an amnesty, and you refused maybe to give us, but you're giving the man who kills 10 children, 5 children, 15 people, and you're giving him an amnesty, bringing his gun. And matter of fact, you said to him, listen, any gun you bring in, you give $500,000. If that man have 10 guns, it's a big business,
Of course.
Big business.
Of course it is.
So we need that amnesty. We are providing a service to this country. We have killed nobody.
Yes.
We have wounded nobody. Yes, people say we drive bad, fender benders. That is true. And we don't get no major accident like killing nobody.
Yeah.
So why we can't get an amnesty to pay the tickets that are not our fault in most cases?
But Mr. Newman, there is one thing though, one thing, that on the streets you have some and I'm going to use a term that is not too fancy. You have some hogs driving in the public sector, though, you know. Yes, and they are creating havoc on the street. They statistically, you might.
I am one. So Richard, I'm one transport executive that does not mince word when it comes to indiscipline in the public transport sector. I hit my operators where it hurt most. And we are saying to government, if they are doing something wrong, throw the book at them. We have the best relationship with the police, with P-Step. Okay?
Yeah.
No, but the way in which the operatives of the police, of the security forces operate on the ground is far different from how the police high command operate. I think there needs to be a type of, I watched a video of a woman police downtown a few days ago, and I said, wow, couldn't we have a dozen of those women in half a tree? You must understand that there's 12% of our operators in the KMTR who's creating havoc.
Yes.
They are really not taxi drivers, you know.
Who
buy a car, throw the key, give them a car 5,000 and 7,000 come give me.
Yes.
And they do anything under the sun to give you your money and to make money for them girlfriend and them wife and them sweetheart.
Yes.
And they are the persons who are called, listen.
Well, weed them out.
Why
can't they be weeded out? Why?
No. It can be, listen, we signed an MOU just Friday of this week with the minister to provide the same type of training that the Juta drivers have for every taxi and busman across the island. But right now, as we speak, we have to blame you, the owner.
Yeah.
Because you give the key to anybody. I said, come get me now, go to my association. Me now call Mr. Newman. We can't find a man to drive my car. Because what is the concern of that owner is the money he gets. How are we going to change that person?
Well,
change that person.
I tell you what, I can assure you that Rebel Radio will offer you a platform in order to help with your public education drive, in order to help so that we educate drivers, passengers, operators, so that we can improve the public transportation system. So I thank you very much for contributing this tonight, and I can tell you next week we'll be back, and I want you to be with us again. So to let us play our part.
It's awesome. We are happy to have your platform to share our thoughts next week Friday.
Yes.
Next week Friday.
Yes.
The biggest thing that happened in Harper-Tree Crossroad. The taxi operators is going to go on a road safety march, one of the most graphic march you've ever seen. Road safety. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Although we're the worst drivers in the world.
All right.
Weapons of mass destruction. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. This program is your program. This is Rebel Radio. And we have come to the end of another edition of Rebel Radio Jamaica. Want to thank our guests. You know, we had Mr. Vincent Morrison from UK's. We had Mr. Oneil Grant from the Jamaica Civil Service Association. We had Mr. Hedgerton Newman. And thanks to all our listeners and viewers. And remember, later on this month, we are going to extend our program to 4 days per week. So you will have us Sundays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and we are going to beef up our programs for you. We're going to make listening to Rebel Radio sweet, nice, and informative. Have a good night. I'm Desmond Richards, your host.